Ethiopia. This is actually this must be the longest border area between us and Ethiopia, and therefore very significant in terms of border security issues. So therefore, the first situation we are dealing with here is the question of external invasion, particularly the operation related to OLF, which is Oromo Liberation Front. And this is a very serious group invading our country and using this route in our country to commit various crimes, some of which is about drug trafficking. So because of the border area, we are dealing here with issues of drug trafficking and human trafficking. And there is an ongoing operation in this county, together with Hillo County, which is Operation Ondoa Jangili. And that operation is dealing with particularly issues to do with human trafficking and issues of drugs. A lot of this is cannabis, sativa, and you have seen also heroin is also involved. A number of these cases have led to arrest of many suspects, some of whom have been already convicted, and others, their cases are ongoing. And as a result of that operation, we have confiscated a number of firearms. More than 200 firearms have been confiscated from this area. More than 300 suspects have been arrested in the operation Ondoa Jangili, which has really helped to bring order and stop the proliferation of small arms here, question of ammunition that were being supplied through this route, and also the question of drugs that are being trafficked along this route. This is an ongoing operation. This is a successful operation so far, but we cannot say that it is over because it's an ongoing operation, as I said, because of the porous border. And that is the challenge we are dealing with between us and our Ethiopian counterpart. Also here, we are dealing with questions of insecurity related also to banditry, stealing of livestock, and fights among communities. And again, part of that operation is the reason. Some have already been presented as evidence in court, and their suspects have been convicted, and therefore they will form part of firearms that will be destroyed next month by His Excellency the President. We believe that, that the multi-agency team working here, which involves special forces, together with KDF and the police, regular police, all of them have done and are continuing to do a very, very good job. Operation Ondoa Jangili will form part of a critical conversation today in the Jukwaa Usalama in the Marsabit County, and we believe that it will give us great success. We also hasten to say that part of also security concerns here is related to mining, and particularly in Moyale area, mining of gold, which was again invaded by OLF and Al-Shabaab elements. And we are very happy to note that also because of Operation Ondoa Jangili, we've been able to pacify the area. The plan now is to restore permanent security in the mining areas, because this is a very important economic activity, and it is a very important resource for our country. We believe that through supporting our artisan miners who have properly been registered by county government, soon Ministry of Mining, and we have already had conversation, will come to the ground together with us in the security so that we can secure our artisan miners in this area to continue with their economic activities in Moyale area, and also those who are commercially mining, who will be licensed by the Ministry of Mining, will also be secured to carry out that activity in a manner that gives us revenue as a country and we can be able to get tax. What has been going on, that is why it necessitated Operation Ondoa Jangili, was that foreign elements, criminals, were taking over these mining areas, mining gold and selling them through networks that were not recognizable by the people of Kenya. The other issue that is of great concern in this county is, of course, inter-community relations. We are very happy that now, more than 2 years down the line, almost 3 years down the line, the communities around this county have been living in peace, having come together on their own volition to establish a peace accord. We know that in the past there has been challenges in Marsabit County, especially in relation to resource competition and competition for political power. And usually around election time, you will see heightened tension between and among communities. We believe that the peace that is prevailing now among these communities in Marsabit shall be firmed up. We have asked our security teams, particularly the Ngao team, to continue holding barazas with the community. We have also asked our political leaders, regardless of their political affiliations, to emphasize the issue of peace. And we want to have continuous conversation with the elected leaders in this area and the aspiring ones, so that going forward to the next election, we do not see what we saw at the eve of the last elections that created tension in this area. Other than that, I just want to say that key for us is to ensure that we sustain this operation, because it is important in protecting the rest of the country from the proliferation of small arms and also ammunition, fueling banditry in most parts of the country, but also to make sure that necessary measures are put in place to apprehend all the aliens who come also through this area and trafficked through this county, and return them back to their home countries. But also, I want to ask Tania that these operations require a lot of resources, and we are working together with Parliament, with the necessary, with Treasury, to make sure that the operation is sustained for the best interest of our country.
Just two questions, Waziri. First of all, is the Hillo Dabel mining. There are reports that the mining is still going on secretly at night, and there are government officials and security agencies involved. And what do we want to say about the Hillo Dabel? That is just one question. The second one is directed to the IG. IG, the president said that his office is not involved in operations that include kidnappings, abductions. What do you have to say about that?
No, basically, let me say that Hillo Dabel mining area, as I told you, is of great concern to us. And as I told you, not just because of local mining, but because of this infiltration of foreigners and all the issues related to problems related to supporting terrorist activities, supporting also trafficking in human trafficking. So all this operation that has been going on Jangili is to deal with that. Should there be cases of illegal mining at night and so forth, I think that should be also discussed today in the Jukwaa la Usalama, to see how best our officers can be supported so that they can keep watch even at night. But as I can tell you, because of this operation, a lot of these activities have come down, and that criminal elements that have been operating in this area have been apprehended, arrested, charged. They are facilitators. As I told you, in this operation that was done, nobody was spared. Police officers who were involved, Ngao officers who were involved, the county government officers who were involved, all of them were arrested and charged. And nobody, there is no sacred cows. Everybody is accountable to the rule of law, and there will be no room for us to allow any person to get away. And as I said, thankfully the county government is involved in creating order in the area, because it was a bit disorderly. Everybody was mining everywhere without consideration of licensing, because also artisanal miners do not really understand the concept of resources being in their area and being told that they are owned by government. So you have to, a lot of civic education must be done, and organizing these people so that they can be protected, they can be given their designated areas, and then it avoids conflict. That is still ongoing between us and county government. And as I told you, we will be visiting the area with the Minister of Mining to see the progress of this organization, and then we can see, then we can provide proper, clear strategies in place, including access of infrastructure, establishment of police presence in the place, both the police station and police units, so that they can protect the miners when they properly now, in an orderly manner, carry out their economic activities. On the question of abductions, I just want to say that I think many people misunderstood the president, and I've seen that it's been taken out of context when he said that we have stopped abductions and that people have been returned to their homes. The fact that we are saying as government we have been able to stop abductions, it's the same way I have told you here, we have been able to stop illegal mining in Moyale. It's the same way we have told you we have been able to stop drug trafficking or reduce drug trafficking in this area. It doesn't mean that we were the ones doing it. The same way the president spoke about we have been able to stop actions of abductions is the same way we are saying we have stopped the drug trafficking. Saying we have stopped does not mean we were doing. And I think it's very unfortunate that the president has been, and the way it has always been twisted when he says anything he says, it was his direction. The same way he has directed that we must deal with OLF, we must deal with drugs, we must deal with the illegal mining, is the same way he said we must deal with all elements related to abductions. And when we say so, the IG and the National Police Service is under policy direction of the executive led by the president to make sure that the country is safe. The day-to-day operation will go on, and as you know, the National Police Service is carrying out investigations. The DCI is carrying out investigations. People who have been found to have been involved in the abductions must be arrested and charged in court of law. In some cases, like Nakuru, the case of Brian Odhiambo, and as I promised when I went to Nakuru, the officers who were involved in arresting him or who were seen with him last have already been arrested and charged in a court of law. And any other person who will be found to have been involved in abductions will be charged in a court of law. So the context within which the president spoke about abductions is the same context he speaks about all crimes across the country. And I can tell you without fear of contradiction that thorough investigations are going on to make sure that all these elements are arrested and apprehended.
So as I think the Kenyans are asking now, who are the abductors?
That is the question. That is the real question. The real, and I saw many people want to know, we want to know who abducted these people. That is the crux of the matter, and that is the work of the DCI. That is the investigation that is ongoing. Eventually, like now, once people have been taken to court for abducting anybody, like the case of Nakuru, which the officers involved are in a court of law, eventually we will get to know who exactly committed what and where is Brian Odhiambo, for example. If it is a question of a police officer, you know that they are, in that situation, they will be arrested and charged in a court of law. They don't even need to say IPOA will investigate because it is not used. It's not about excess use of guns and so forth. Those elements will be charged in a court of law.
Waziri, asante kwa kufika Marsabit. Na maswali mawili tu. Moja, waziri, mwaka 2022 kuna wafanyabiashara wawili wa Marsabit walitekwa nyara Nairobi. Mpaka leo hii hawajulikani wako wapi. Kuni Hele na Roba Sereka hawajulikani wako wapi mpaka leo hii. Familia inalia kutaka kujua. Alikuja hapa DCI Mohamed kitambo kidogo, miaka miwili imepita, tuliuliza the same question, akasema kwamba uchunguzi unaendelea. Hiyo ni moja, waziri. Najua labda hauna hiyo taarifa, lakini tafadhali angalie, waziri. La pili, waziri, miaka 5 imepita, tuna wakimbizi wa ndani kwa ndani Marsabit kutokana na masuala ya utovu usalama. Correct. Serikali ya kaunti ya Marsabit mnafanya kila juhudi kuweza kuona kwamba wale wanarejea kwao. Lakini kama serikali ya kitaifa mnafanya nini kuona kwamba wale wakimbizi wa ndani kwa ndani, ni ajabu waziri, wanarejea kwao manyumbani? Vipi wanakuwa wakimbizi katika ardhi yao?
Asante sana. Kwanza ningesema kuhusiana na wale wanabiashara ambao wamepotea na familia zao wanauliza, ni kweli kwamba uchunguzi unaendelea. Maswali haya yameulizwa mara mingi na hata kama sina details ya uchunguzi umefika wapi, kama vile nilijibu swali hapo awali, na mtu yoyote ambaye anapotea katika taifa letu, tunataka kuhakikisha kwamba hiyo investigation itaendelea, ijulikane ni nani ni wapi walipotelea, ni kweli kama walikuwa abducted ama walipotea kwa njia gani. Na kwa hivyo nadhani kwamba uchunguzi unapokuwa unaendelea, tutaendelea sisi kama wizara tukiitwa katika bunge ama wananchi wakituuliza tutoe taarifa, tutahakikisha kwamba sisi tumewakilisha taarifa kutoka DCI ama DCI mwenyewe aweze kawakilisha habari hiyo wakati utahitajika kupitia zile systems zenye ziko. Lakini ninahakikisha kwamba kama vile nilihakikisha hapo awali, hakuna mpango ya serikali ya kupoteza Mkenya yoyote. Nia yetu ni kuhakikisha Wakenya wote tumewajibika kuhakikisha Wakenya wote wamepata usalama, na ya kwamba usalama wao ni kazi ya serikali. Ya pili, umesema kuhusu wakimbizi wa ndani kwa ndani. Kama vile nilisema hapo awali, ninafurahi kwamba jamii ambazo walikuwa wanazozana wamekubaliana kuishi kwa amani. Lakini pia nataka nikuseme ya kwamba lazima kuwe ndio hiyo amani iweze ikakita mizizi vizuri. Ni vizuri kwamba wale ambao waliathirika wanasaidiwa kurudi nyumbani. Na kwa sababu tuko na jukwaa leo, na hiyo itakuwa ni moja ya mambo ambayo tutasikia maoni ya wananchi na viongozi wa mambo ya security kwa mashinani. Itakuwa ni pendekezo moja, tutakubaliana ni njia gani tunaweza kusaidia kurudisha, na itakuwa sio kazi tu ya Wizara ya Usalama, lakini serikali nzima kushirikiana na zile idara tofauti ambao inahusiana na uhamiaji wa ndani kwa ndani. Nadhani kwamba maswali mengine tutaweza